It's the biggest loser betting show, the dumbest betting show on the internet. We are back after last week. Here are the results. Nobody in the green last week, which makes me more mad that I was the loser last week in the green. This week, everyone loses, and Carter and I, what do you know, tied, losing $200 in last place as the biggest losers. Let's take a quick look in at the season-long standings, where I would advise you not to look at my numbers. Just look at Carter's. Carter's up $631 on the season. Good job, Big Cat. All the rest of us have work to do. Let's get to this week's picks. But first, hello. My name is Greg Waddell. I'm joined by Sad Ocho Cinco Johnson, which seems like it defeats the purpose of the pun in that name. That boy D Hill, a.k.a. Deion, and Lurk, a.k.a. Larry. Gentlemen, great to see all you. Larry, you were the big winner last week. You got to pick our punishment. Please tell the people at home what Carter and I will be doing.
All right, first off, I want to preface this by saying I apologize to you, Greg. I never intended for you to be collateral damage, but Sleepers moves as one. So the punishment for this week, my payback for Carter making me shop at the Gap clearance section and wearing those clothes for a week and shotgunning a Four Loko. These guys have to eat boiled hot dogs and then wash it down with the hot dog water they cooked it in.
I got my glizzy dressed up here. Can I address my glizzy right now? Because I freaked this thing low key. I got a little ketchup, mustard, a pinch of onion flakes, a crunchy onion flakes from Trader Joe's, a little bit of relish as well. And then I got my ice hot dog water.
Whatever,
super foul.
Whatever makes the wow, Greg.
I was just about to ask if either one of you were gonna dip it in the hot dog water. Greg, I got mad respect.
Listen, there's no half measures taken. I told you guys before the show I wasn't kidding. This is my fourth glass of this. It just tastes like warm, shitty Gatorade now. I made 4 hot dogs. I only had to eat 1 on camera. My goal is to eat all 4 of these by the time the show ends.
All right, now I understand why your glass is so small, because you're on glass number 4. But Carter Chestnut over there seems to really be enjoying it.
I ain't gonna lie. The glizzy's going crazy. This water is trash, though.
Yeah, I only saw you take a baby sip. I need to see a little more of that. Oh.
Nothing like swallowing a hot dog on camera, watching the Detroit Pistons be down by 11 points to the Oklahoma City Thunder without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. All right, let's
Sounds
get
like some Midwest only fans going on over there.
The sad part is I'm actually thirsty, and it's so bad.
The worst part is that I know I'm going to end up regretting this, and one of y'all two is going to get me back for this, but for at least 1 week, it was worth it.
It's all right. I lose every week. You guys can just keep throwing horrible punishments at me. We'll see how – honestly, it's a test of my will. How low can I go and still want to live the next day? We'll see if a man can break in the next 6 weeks. Larry, you won last week. You're going to kick us off with your bets. 30 seconds are on the clock. What's bet number 1?
Yes, sir. So my first bet, I'm taking Clemson -4, putting 200 to win 181. I feel like this is a safe bet. I knew that I had a harsh punishment for you guys, so I tried to play it a little safe this week. This should be an easy win for me and keep me in the green, hopefully.
Carter, what do you think?
I like that bet, Larry. I like that.
I hope so. I hope you like the next
Larry,
punishment, too.
I have one question before we move to the next bet. Who does Clemson play this week?
Clemson plays Florida State. My bad. I probably should have threw that in there, right?
I was simply testing. Preseason, you didn't watch a lot of college football. Now you're making a lot of money on college football. So
listen, I'm fully invested. Once I align myself with the Trojan horse, I've been all in on CFB, as horrible as the product is. Speaking of, my next bet, USC money line as underdogs against Utah, 175, pays out 245. I like the odds. I don't know why Utah is favored. They struggled last week. They're not as good as USC. I feel like the whole nation is disrespecting USC other than myself, Carter, and Deion. And I love this bet. I think this is great value.
Deion, we're going to get to your picks momentarily. You don't have to give everything away, but do you like this pick?
Yes, I'm nervous. When we get to my picks, you'll understand why I'm nervous.
I would also like to throw out that USC's quarterback Caleb Williams has been painting his fingernails with the suicide hotline digits. No comment.
I'm not gonna lie. When I saw that, I wanted to text you and ask if I could change one of my picks.
He's been painting his nails since Oklahoma. That's not
Yeah,
something new.
so he paints his nails differently every week, and then that's how he audibles on the line of scrimmage is with the painted nails. Like it's for the game.
All right, I did not know that. That's pretty weird, but you know what? Now I feel more comfortable knowing that my quarterback's been doing that for 2 years already.
I'm less concerned with the painting the nails part of that and more concerned with the suicide part of that. But we can just skate by. Let's continue. Larry, bet number 3.
So my last bet, I can't do this without having a parlay. Got the Bengals money line versus the New Orleans Saints, the Giants plus 7.5 against the Baltimore Ravens, 49ers money line against the Atlanta Falcons, Tampa Bay Buccaneers money line against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The only reason why I didn't take the spread all the way around is because I wasn't comfortable with all the spreads. But the Giants, I feel like they might steal another win this week. The Ravens have struggled on both offense and defense. Hopefully, the rest of the world is aware that the Giants' defense is legit and Saquon is a fucking dog. Plus 7.5, I like that. And plus 439 odds for the parlay. Can't beat that, man.
Yeah, I'm terrified of this. I'll just take this one. I think it's a good bet. I think Larry's found a rhythm with these parlays. He's hit a couple of them the last couple of weeks, which is why he keeps not having to do punishments. To win 548, that's good numbers in a game like this. I like the bet. Good job. All right, let's move to Deion, who has 3 bets, and you've already heard about 2 of them. Bet number 1, Deion, what do you got?
Yeah, I got the only one that Larry doesn't have, so this needs to win. It doesn't have a choice. Oklahoma State plus 3.5. They're on the road at TCU. I watched TCU struggle with Kansas's backup quarterback last week, Jamal Dean. And then 3 weeks ago, they struggled against SMU, and SMU team I don't think is very good. The only game they really looked impressive was against Oklahoma. I think that's more of an indictment on them. So I think this is just too many points.
For the record, I had a typo on this. It says plus 3.6, so you get an extra 1/10 of a point here. Carter, what do you think of this bet? And also, what do you think of my hot dog eating?
I just wish you would stop holding it like it's a pitching wedge. It's making me uncomfortable. I do like this bet, though. Deion. I think that Spencer Sanders can have his way with that TCU defense. So I like that pick.
Well, before Deion moves on, I just want to say Carter hasn't taken a sip in a while.
Bro, I took a big chug last time. I need to regroup a little bit. This stuff is disgusting.
Deion, take us to bet number 2, please.
Bet number 2, I have Clemson minus 3.5 against Florida State. I believe I said it last week. I'm going to bet against Florida State until I finally win one of these, and it continues this week. I think Clemson's really good. DJ Oogie Oogs, he's kind of figuring it out much more than I'm figuring out how to say his last name. So got to give him credit. The defense seems to be turning around without Venables now too.
I think this is the 5th week of the show that Deion has had the same bet as Larry, but has had half a point better than Larry has had. So, at some point, that's going to strike for you. I like this bet. Clemson's going to win. I liked it for Larry as well.
My third bet is our USC Trojans money line against Utah. I mean, this is essentially like it's make or break for the Trojans. So I didn't want to be away from it. Prime time. I wanted to be a part of this game. I didn't want FOMO.
Larry, do you like that Deion's just on all the same bets as you, or do you wish there was some differentiation here?
There's 2 things that make me nervous. 1, how does he always get better spreads than me for the same exact games? And 2, as much as Deion loses across multiple shows, it puts fear in my heart.
Yeah. I wish I lost as little personally as I do across the shows.
All right, we're going to go to Carter's picks next. But first, Carter and I are going to chug the remainder of our hot dog water.
I think like the hot dogs, I don't know what the word is, like the sediment is like towards the bottom and it's gross. So
fight on, Carter. Fight on.
It's really not that bad. It's mind over matter.
More like white over matter.
The hard part is going to be finishing my 4th dog in the last 5 minutes. Let's go. All right, Carter, you're up. What's bet number 1?
All right, bet number one. After doing the whitest activity, I'm betting on the whitest NFL team. The Dallas Cowboys plus 4.5 against the Eagles. The Eagles aren't going to run the table. They're not going to go undefeated. I think it's going to be a close game. I'm actually really starting to get some respect to the Cowboys defense. And if Cooper Rush can just manage the game the way he's been doing it, I think that they have a chance to win this football game. At worst, I think the Eagles edge it out and win on a field goal. But I think that defense will be able to give Jalen Hurts problems. So I think this game's going to be close.
Larry, you're our NFL expert here, I think you could say. Deion might argue that. But do you like that pick, yes or no?
I'm scared of this. This is a game that I went back and forth with because I believe in the Eagles defense, but I also believe in Cooper Rush. Part of that is because I'm anti-Dakota. So I kind of like this, but I'd stay away. And Carter only betting $50 just shows how confident he really is in this pick.
Let's move to
it's actually because I got more money on another pick I'm more confident in, but thanks to our NFL expert and part-time Jose Alvarado doppelganger. Let's move on to our next pick, please. We have, I think, my favorite team to bet on in college football this year. I'm going to keep betting on these guys. Last week, I got the short end of the stick. I got to push, but I think that they're playing Oklahoma. Okay, Oklahoma stinks. Oklahoma should not be favored against any team with a pulse by 8, let alone this Kansas football team, who I legit think is a good football team. I think Jalen Daniels plays in this game. Even if he doesn't, the backup made it seem like he could be Deion? Like he could be a competent backup. I'm sorry, the hot dog water is getting to me. But I'm taking Kansas plus 8 in this game. I think Kansas wins this football game. Oklahoma stinks. They're in the mud. They don't care anymore. They quit. They suck.
So the problem with this, I'm taking this, Deion. I'm sorry. The problem with this is that you just straight up said you think a quarterback who just was announced that he's out for the season an hour ago is going to play in this game.
Did you see his tweet?
Him tweeting who's the source doesn't mean he's playing this weekend. He's literally just trying to keep hope alive.
Got it. Don't listen to the tweet of the guy who's actually hurt. Got you.
He might come back in 2 months.
Yeah, I feel like the tweet was more so like see me in November than it was like I'll be there on Saturday.
Got you. Thank you, bottom of the leaderboard people. Thank you for that.
Look, even with all that being said, I have to say I kind of do like this pick as well.
As well,
no, but not for the same reason though.
I'm in the green. Y'all shouldn't say
I have no faith.
I
have no faith in the starting quarterback playing, but the backup looked really good on this past week.
I think we all like the bet. It was just that he said a guy with a grade 3 shoulder separation is going to play on Saturday.
Can anybody on this call name one other player on Kansas?
Jamal Dean, the backup quarterback.
I've never heard. How do you know who Kansas' backup quarterback is?
He played on Saturday.
He literally balled out on Saturday. Like legitimately.
I was blackout drunk on Saturday.
Well, I'm letting you know.
I was chasing. So.
All right. Just move to bet for free. What are we doing?
Okay, in my third pick, we got a money line parlay per usual. This is $50 to win $8,100. We have Illinois money line. We have NC State money line, Florida money line, Kentucky money line, Clemson money line, and USC money line. I feel confident about all these. Is that a breakfast sausage? What is that?
Go ahead, finish your pick.
Is that a Jimmy Dean's? What is okay? Illinois playing at home against Minnesota. I think Illinois has been a pretty solid Big Ten team this year. Playing at home, I'm not a believer in Minnesota. I think that, I'm not buying the PJ Fleck thing. NC State, I think that game should be a pick'em game. So that's the one I'm really going to stress out in this parlay. But Florida at home, I think, wins. Kentucky, Will Levis will be back. I think they win that football game. I still think Mississippi State are frauds. Clemson beats Florida State, and USC beats Utah. I think this is going to hit. I got a great feeling about this parlay.
Anybody have any thoughts on this parlay? I'm honestly just tired.
It makes me nervous that how much I like this parlay, and now I'm really hoping that Kansas bet falls through for him.
Is Levis actually back on Saturday?
He practiced this week, so I'm assuming.
I had them so many different ways last Saturday, and it didn't make any sense he didn't play to me, so that's frustrating. But other than that, I like it.
I just feel like any bet that is $50 to win $8,000 on this show is a loser. Just want to put it out there.
God, I didn't know. People in the red are always the loudest.
All right, let's move to my picks this week. I've gone with a lot of gimmicky strategies over the small course of this show, and here I am with yet another groundbreaking strategy this week. Bet number 1, Tennessee plus 7.5 against Alabama, $240 to win $200. I love key numbers in college football betting. 7.5 is a very key number. This is a home team, a top 10 team that is legit. I thought Tennessee was going to go into Death Valley and lose to LSU last week, and they just absolutely stomped them. Hendon Hooker's a superstar. This defense is good. And Alabama, even if Bryce Young plays, he's going to be hurt. That injury is for real. I just interviewed like 3 different quarterbacks on the Field of 12 shows that have had that injury before, and they're like, oh, yeah, even if I play, I can't throw the ball. This is a dangerous line. Texas A&M had way more value than they should have last week on the line. Nobody took it. I'm not making the same mistake again. Tennessee plus 7.5. Carter, what do you think?
I was with you until you referenced the Field of 12 quarterbacks who've had the injury. There's the reason that affected them. That's the reason why they're podcasting with you. Bryce Young is different. Okay. He's league. It's going to be okay. They got a team full of league players. I think Tennessee are frauds, to be honest with you. I don't think they're top 10. Like everyone says, who have they beat?
LSU.
Again, who have they beat?
LSU by LSU at by 40. What? It's a blowout.
Okay, who's LSU? Who's LSU? LSU stinks.
LSU doesn't stink. LSU solid.
Yes,
all right, let's move on. If Carter loved that pick, he's going to love this pick even more. Tennessee money line, $160 to win $376. Look, they tell you, put your money where your mouth is. I think Tennessee's the better team, and I don't think Bryce Young's healthy in this game. Tennessee's going to win. Nick Saban's run is over. Deion, what are your thoughts on both the gimmicky strategy and my Tennessee money line bet?
I love only having to watch one play really here to figure out if you're going to have to do something or not. But the problem here is like Alabama's backup quarterback's pretty damn good too. So like that.
He can't throw the ball.
Yeah, it's fair. That's fair. But neither can Bryce Young apparently, and that one can run at least. So
you're not wrong. We'll see what happens. All right, that leads me to bet.
That one could run. That was extremely racist.
They're both black. They're both. Bryce Young is a pocket quarterback.
I'm going to skate right over that thought as the Thunder hit another 3 to take a 13-point lead with 11
Greg,
minutes. I'm going Tennessee minus 2.5 alternate spread, $100 to win $235. Listen, when you're 7.5-point underdogs, the biggest alternate spread that I could find was with FanDuel on minus 2.5. I now have plus 7.5 money line and minus 2.5. I'm absolutely hitting the plus 7.5. I think I hit all 3 of these. I win $780 on the week. And fuck all you guys. Larry, what do you think?
I do not want to get fucked, but I really hate you for this week and the way you went about things. Like, man, say you're gonna win all 3 bets and fuck all of us. Nah, I'm good on that. But like, more power to you for bumming it out this week. I think none of these bets hit.
This is gonna be funny as shit when Alabama wins by 10
or 8. What if? How funny would it be if Bama scores a touchdown with like 3 minutes left and goes for 2?
Yeah, or some bullshit like that. Like Tennessee's gonna drive to try to get in field goal range and they throw a pick 6 or something like that. Just something classic.
Guys, I have lost so many bets in so many weeks of this show in a row. I am a broken individual who just ate 4 hot dogs in 12 minutes.
It's pretty good. It's pretty impressive.
I hate everything. All right. Well, can someone else do the outro? I got 2 more bites of this.
All right. Well, from Jose Alvarado and Jose Altuve and Joey Chestnut, I am Carter Elliott. Thank you for showing up to another episode of The Biggest Loser. Come get in the green with me. Stay in the red with these feds. And we'll catch y'all next week. Hopefully, I'm not the biggest loser because this hot dog water was ass.
Can I just say one more thing?
Nope.
Shout out to Carter for not picking MSU this week.
They don't play. Actually, yes, they do.
That's what it took. That's what it took.
He's like, oh, actually, they do. Now he regrets not.
Play. You've given up on the season. Your team plays.